Hey guys, thanks for clicking on this video. I'm Moto Marie, but you can just call me Marie. And as you can see from the title, today we're going to be talking about the 75 Hard Challenge. I'll be letting you know exactly what it is, what the rules are, how I plan to prepare for it, what my challenges are going to be, and maybe towards the end I might convince you to do either the full 75 hard or at least some version of it with me. So if you're interested, keep on watching. Okay, so what is the 75 Hard Challenge? This is a 75-day challenge that Andy Frisella came up with in 2019. It is a mental and physical toughness challenge. It's developed to basically test your discipline, consistency, resiliency over the 75 days. And the goal is for after the 75 days for you to retain some of that discipline and be able to accomplish even more goals. So the idea of it is there are 5 strict daily rules that you have to accomplish over the 75 days. These are daily rules. So that means you can't miss one or else you have to start over. And yes, you heard me right. You have to start over if you miss any. There's no getting to the end of the 75 days and just saying, oh, I didn't do that bad. I only messed up 3 times. Nope. You can literally get to day 62. And if you want to have a drink at somebody's birthday party, technically you have to start back over at day 1 in order to finish the challenge. So let's go over what these rules are that you have to do for 75 days. Rule number 1 is to follow a diet. The good news here is you get to choose the diet. The only guidelines is it has to be a clean diet, no junk food. So you could do keto, carnivore, vegetarian. You can even choose to just do exactly where you're eating as long as they're clean foods and just making sure that it's at a calorie restriction. Or technically, if you're bulking and you don't think you're eating enough and you want to challenge yourself over the next 75 days, your diet can be to bulk and eat clean and just have a surplus of 200 to 300 calories over the 75 days. It's your choice as long as it's clean eating. But within that, there is no alcohol.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
75 days of no alcohol. So that is 2.5 months of dry January, basically. It's a long time and it sounds intimidating, but I'm kind of excited to go that long because I had a crazy summer and a crazy holiday, so I think my body needs it. On to rule 2. Rule 2 is 2 workouts a day. Now, some people will say this is pretty controversial, but I think those people aren't thinking about what type of workouts that you have to do. So it has to be 45 minutes each. One has to be outside. They also have to be 45 minutes apart. So you can't do just an hour and a half strength training session or a cardio session. So they do have to be 45 minutes separately. Now, the thing is, especially if you're like me and you're coming from basically being fully sedentary and going into 2 workouts a day, that does not mean that you go and do 2 HIIT workouts a day or 2 super intense strength training sessions a day. So for me, the plan is for one of those to be basically to get my steps in. So 45 minutes of walking is about 5,500 steps. So I'll make sure I get at least 5,500 steps in a day. And also my second workout will be either strength training, additional cardio, taking a class. But basically the idea is to get your body moving. For me, I plan to progressive overload, so that way I don't get injured and hurt myself within the first week. So my first week might be 2 long walks, 45 minutes apiece, 1 outside, or it might be a dance class or a yoga class. But I've done it before where I went too hard too quickly and then ended up injuring myself, my knee, my arm, whatever, and then I was down for the count. So I plan on being smart about this, and as I go and as the weeks continue on, I plan to get tougher, get more strict with myself, and definitely do more in the gym. But to start, I will definitely be progressive overloading. If you're already somebody that's working out, then all you have to do is just raise the intensity level. But if you're like me and you're just been a couch potato, you work all day, you sit in a chair, you come home, you sit on the couch, then you might want to take it easy because your knees and your ankles are going to be yelling at you. So going from 0 to something is better than going from 0 to 100 and not being able to complete the challenge. Rule number 3 is to drink a gallon of water. Now, this is something that I don't agree with. I don't agree a gallon of water should be standard for everybody. The person that created this challenge basically wants you to push your boundaries and make it tough. Again, physical and mental toughness challenge. So for me, I'm not drinking any water at all, but I have done different challenges in the past. I know doing 48 ounces of water, I have to be pretty conscious about it and set reminders. I know doing 72 ounces of water, definitely I need reminders on my phone. I need a water bottle in hand at all times. So for this challenge, to make sure I'm challenging myself for the 75 days, I'm going to be doing 96 ounces of water. If you choose to do a gallon of water, that's definitely up to you. But for me, I know that a gallon of water would only flush out my body's electrolytes and minerals, and then I'll be struggling to replace them with supplements. That doesn't even count towards my water intake. Straight water. No Neo, no squeeze-its, nothing inside of your water. It has to be pure water. So for me, that's going to be 96 ounces. Rule number 4 is to read a nonfiction book, 10 pages of one to be exact, at least. So this isn't the biggest challenge for me because I do enjoy reading. I normally would choose to watch a YouTube video or to watch TV instead, so I can't say that I'm consistent with it. But even when I am, it's always a fiction book. If I read a nonfiction book or some kind of self-help book, or it's always an audiobook. I never read self-help books. Reading them can be kind of boring to me. So this is going to be a little bit of a challenge, but more of a challenge if you have not been reading as an adult and now you're going to have to go and find a nonfiction book. The book that I've chosen is Atomic Habits, and of course, if you have any suggestions, just put some down below. But I'll go ahead and be able to finish that book. So I'll need a few more in line for the 75 days. Rule number 5. Some would think this is easy. For me, it's probably going to be one of the most difficult, and that is to take a daily progress photo. So my choice is I am going to take various photos throughout the week. So every day I will take a progress photo, but to get that one good one where I wear the exact same outfit and the exact same lighting and the exact same stance, I'm going to do that once a week. But I will still take daily photos. It will just be my private ones that I keep in the bathroom. But I am not someone that's constantly in front of a camera, as I say that to you on my YouTube channel. But just taking pictures is not something that I just consciously think about. So I'm going to have to set reminders. I know people that have done this challenge and they would say at the end of the day, they're tired, they get into bed and they spring up because they forgot to take their stupid picture. Could you imagine getting even to day 14 or 21 and you fail because you forgot to take a picture? So this one is important, but it's also one that I think can be easily looked over. So I plan on setting a lot of reminders to make sure that I get this done. All right, so those are the rules. A couple of the challenges that I have is that I am fortunate that I work from home 2 to 3 days a week, but otherwise I have to travel to Chicago, which is downtown, and it is a 2-hour commute, and that is just one way. So 4 hours total commute time. I have to get up at 5 in the morning, be out of the house at around 6 or so, and then I don't get home till 6 p.m. So that's why one of my workouts I'm going to allow to get 7,500 steps in a day, because if you've ever done walking, 45 minutes of normal walking would equal approximately 4,500 to 5,500 steps. So throughout the day, as long as I get 7,500 steps total, and then come home, or if I can do it in the morning, which I doubt it, most likely I'll come home and I'll either do a class or a workout, whether it's cardio or strength training. That is going to be what I allow myself to do on the days that I have to go down to the office. So you can let me know, debate me in the comments. Some people change the name of 75 hard to 75 soft because they change a lot of the rules. They drink on the weekends. They don't follow a diet on the weekends. They have cheat days, things like that. I personally don't think that I am in a place where I have to change the name from 75 hard because I'm still doing the workouts. It's just I might not be able to go outside because it's winter. And one of my workouts is always going to be at least a walk during the day. So debate me in the comments if you think that you agree that it still should be considered 75 hard. But I might call it my 75 hard. But considering that I am still doing the 2 workouts a day, I don't think it justifies being called 75 soft. But let me know in the comments what you think. Another challenge I have is that I did an elimination diet not too long ago and discovered that I am allergic to eggs.
God damn it.
Now, this is really tough. Some people don't eat eggs. I love eggs. I think it's one of the best breakfasts, healthiest breakfasts that you can have in the morning. A good way to get protein in. But now that I can't, I have found myself eating bagels and waffles and pancakes and things that are just not good for you to have first thing in the morning, because it sets you up for the rest of the day to have your insulin super high and makes you want carbs and sugar and junk all day. So for me, I have to find a breakfast that's full of protein, that's not, bacon doesn't even have that much protein. So it's probably going to be a protein shake, and it's not going to be fancy with fruit and avocados and bananas. It's going to be a straight milk and protein powder breakfast to make sure I'm just getting the protein in. So it's going to be a tough 75 days because I do love breakfast. If you watch the video that I posted previously about what I eat to stay fat, you will see my breakfasts were kind of outrageous. So check out that video if you haven't seen it already. All right, so this is when I ask you, what are you thinking? I know a lot of us go into January and we have our goals. Me personally, I'm no longer a January 1st person. I'll do it as soon as my body starts screaming and yelling at me, which normally happens around February, where it's like, please stop. Like, you cannot take any more fried foods. Your body can't take any more sugar. Like, need a detox, a break. I also need to get my mind right, my discipline level. When I say I'm going to do something, I need to start actually doing it, or else subconsciously I won't trust myself. I'll just say things and just never do it. I need a change, and I think a lot of you do too. So I know this can sound extreme. So if you want to do the challenge with me, you can still do 75 soft. You can make adjustments where you need to, as long as it gets you moving. Everybody knows that daily movement is like the best medicine. So even if you do one exercise a day and you slightly change your diet, or you just stop having soda or sugary drinks, whatever your choice is, join with me to do it. 75 days is a good amount of time. I could do anything for just about 30 days. 75 days is really daunting, but I'm kind of excited to see what I'm capable of and how I'm going to feel towards the end of it. So definitely stay tuned. I'll be having a lot of before and afters. I'll be posting at least 2 to 3 times a week, with one of them being the before and after pictures and letting you know how the week is going. But if you're into this kind of content, definitely subscribe, like, and comment below if you're going to do it with me or you're just going to be rooting from the sidelines. Either way, I appreciate the support, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks. Bye.